From an early age, we are taught that being a good, spiritual, and loving person means always saying yes, always giving, always being available. If we hesitate, if we set boundaries, we are often made to feel selfish, unkind, or flawed. But what if this deeply ingrained belief is not just incomplete, but fundamentally misguided? What if the compulsive need to rescue, to fix, to intervene is not love at all, but a form of interference, a way of disrupting the natural lessons life is trying to teach? When we constantly shield others from the consequences of their actions, we may believe we are acting out of kindness, but in reality, we are keeping them trapped. We prevent them from learning, from growing, from gaining the wisdom that only comes through experience. This is not a call to become cold or indifferent. The question is not whether we should care, but how we care, and, more importantly, who we choose to invest our energy in. Because not every act of giving is an act of love. Some forms of help are not seeds planted in fertile soil, but offerings thrown into a bottomless pit, where they disappear without trace, without transformation, without fruit. There are those who will take everything you offer and still demand more. They are not necessarily evil or malicious, but they are trapped in patterns of dependency, entitlement, or avoidance. And when we enable these patterns, we do not help them, we keep them imprisoned in their own limitations. Consider the person who refuses to take responsibility for their life. They may speak of their struggles, their hardships, their unfair circumstances, and some of it may be true. But the critical question is this: what are they doing about it? Are they taking steps, however small, to change their situation? Or are they waiting for someone else to fix it for them? When you help someone who refuses to help themselves, you are not lifting them up, you are carrying them. And in doing so, you deny them the strength that comes from overcoming difficulty on their own. Then there are those who take without gratitude. They receive your time, your resources, your heart, and treat it all as if it were their due. Gratitude is not merely good manners. It is the recognition that we are part of something larger than ourselves. The ungrateful person does not see gifts, they see obligations. They do not feel blessed, they feel entitled. And the more you give, the more they expect, until there is nothing left of you to give. And what of those who do not want your help, but only your validation? The arrogant, the self-righteous, they do not seek wisdom, they seek confirmation. They are not suffering from a lack of knowledge, but from an excess of pride. Until they are humbled by their own failures, no advice you offer will be heard. Then there are those who have made a habit of wickedness. They lie, manipulate, and harm without remorse. When you help them, you do not redeem them, you empower them. You become an accomplice to their destruction, not a force for their salvation. And let us not forget the fool, the one who repeats the same mistakes, ignores advice, and wonders why their life never changes. You cannot save a fool. Only life can teach them, and only when they are forced to face the consequences of their choices. The manipulator is perhaps the most dangerous of all. They do not take by force. They make you want to give. They play on your empathy, your guilt, your desire to be needed. And when you finally see through their games, they will turn on you, painting you as the villain in their next story. Finally, there is the unrepentant rebel, the one who knows better but refuses to do better. They have been taught, warned, corrected, but they do not care. They have chosen their path, and no amount of help will change their direction. You cannot want their healing more than they do. So what does this mean for those of us who genuinely want to help? Does it mean we should become cold, detached, or indifferent? No. It means we must cultivate discernment. We must learn to recognize the difference between someone who is struggling and someone who is stuck. Between someone who needs a hand up and someone who wants a free ride. True compassion is not enabling. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is to step back and allow others to face the consequences of their choices. It is through difficulty, through hardship, through hitting rock bottom that people often wake up. When you help the right people, those who are willing to grow, to change, to take responsibility, you see fruit. You see transformation. But when you pour your energy into those who are not ready, who do not want to change, all you will see is waste. Your energy is precious. Your time is finite. Your resources are limited. You must be wise about where you invest them. Not everyone deserves your help. And that is not cruelty, it is wisdom. Ask yourself, who am I helping that I should let go? Who am I rescuing that needs to fall? Who am I enabling that needs to face their own consequences? When you find the answer, have the courage to step back. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with the understanding that sometimes the greatest act of love is allowing someone to experience the full weight of their own choices. Because in the end, you cannot save anyone. You can only point the way, and whether they walk that path is entirely up to them.